I want to discuss why most of us won't execute on what's being taught. Why most of us will go back to our old ways. Hey, I see y'all hitting that like button. I appreciate that. Why most of us won't change. Why we will continue to do the same thing. How many of us are actually going to execute on what's being taught? My prediction, 10%. Why is that? Well, one reason is because old habits is easy to slip back into like the hood hoe. That right there explains a lot. The way that it works is you have neurons. These pathways that have been carved through what's called neuron synapses. As a result of that, you've got these tunnels through which electricity run through. That's how you think. The older you get, the harder it is to carve new pathways. But those new pathways open you up to new approaches in life, new perspectives, new understandings. But we become resistant to it as we get older. The problem with that is that carving those new pathways often takes effort. But most of us don't like effort. We'll choose comfort over a come up. And why is that? It's because of self-image. Self-image. Y'all know I recommend the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz and Dan Kennedy. The new Psycho-Cybernetics. I recommend it all the time because it speaks of self-image. It explains that you, whether you won't accept it or not, you are the immaculate conception of your self-image. So despite being exposed to new information, despite actually having the keys at your fingertips, most of us, 90% of us, won't unlock the door to our new life. Why is that? Self-image. Some folks call it imposter syndrome. Somewhere along the line, you were convinced that you were not enough. So you established what's called a survival personality. The survival personality is how you supplement your pain and your lack of self-esteem. It's like your own version of methadone. Methadone, that's what they use to get these white boys off that opiate. Someone told you you couldn't cut the mustard. That shit made you feel weak, rejected, powerless. As a result of that, you decided you had to be something different. Someone different. Someone that was more accepted. Someone that was more capable. Someone that would be seen as good, better. And you develop what's called a survival personality. You devote your life to convincing yourself and the world that this new survival personality is who you are, never knowing that the version of yourself you've chosen pales in comparison to your greater self. Bars. It's not authentic. It's actually reacting to the rejection you fear. It's reacting to the negative experiences. Your life, you live your life reacting to those experiences. That's the reason that most of us will behave the same despite being provided with new information. Heard me? Because of that other self-image, not your survival personality. The other self-image is quiet, like transgender flatulence. It whispers negative shit to you. It talks down to you, like your probation officer, like your siblings, like your ex, like your estranged father, like your loving but negative mother, or your primary caregiver. That is your most impactful self-image. If you relate to what I'm saying, hit the motherfucking like button. It's the conditioning imposed by the people you know best. That's why in moments of silence, you find yourself contemplating copious violence. Bars, the conditioning of your environment. That's your quicksand, big man. Bars, you are consciously or subconsciously reliving your most influential conditioning. That's why you resort to what you know over the things that'll help you grow. Bars. That's why you will watch an entire course in which I practically gave you for free and you not put one thing into practice. You get inspired, you get worked up, but then you fall back. You slip back into old habits. It's conditioning. It's your self-image. Real quick, let's acknowledge Gone Postal for putting money on a nigga books. He feeling the game. Everybody acknowledge Gone Postal right now. Put up some flames for Gone Postal. Everybody put some flames up right now in the chat. Fuck that, put up some flames. That's for you right there, Gone Postal, that's for you. Let's get back on our regularly scheduled program. But this is why you will watch an entire course that I gave you for practically for free. Courses range anywhere between a couple $100 to $600. I bought courses that have cost me $119. I've also bought courses I see you intricate dialect. I see you. This nigga on my Patreon. What's up, family? I've also bought courses that cost $597. But the point is that the reason you get this information and you won't apply it is because of a different self-image, the quiet self-image, the self-image that really exhibits your truth, the one that you are truthfully an immaculate conception of, the one you've been running from. It's like Tour de France, nigga. It's a vicious cycle. Bars. But I'm going to tell you something. I think I came up with a solution that I've put into practice. I want you to hit that like button if you're feeling what a nigga's saying. I see Meal Prep Monday in here. He got good information. He got a YouTube channel too. Here's the secret. I haven't been able to dream for over 20 years. Now, actually, I haven't been able to dream for about 18 years, more accurately. I have not been able to dream. Tijuana Jackson, this nigga, this visionary, I have not been able to dream. First off, before I go any further, I want you to acknowledge Lewis Hawkins. Acknowledge Lewis Hawkins. Because Lewis Hawkins just put money on the nigga books. But it don't stop there. Put up some flames for Lewis Hawkins. Put up some flames for Merge TV. I want flames for Lewis Hawkins. I want flames for Merge TV before we go any further. Put that shit up. Put the flames up. Everett Kelly. Flames for Everett Kelly. Fuck it. Let's just do a clean sweep. This is what we gonna do. I want flames right now. I want flames right now. Right now. Stop fucking around. Lewis Hawkins. Get that nigga double flames. Double flames for Lewis Hawkins. Nigga, put $10 on the nigga books. Merge TV. Get that nigga. Give Merge TV a beautiful, beautiful check. Give him a beautiful thread of flames. Let's get Everett Kelly some flames because they long overdue. Get that nigga his flowers. And give Daryl. Let my nigga Daryl get his flames. Let my nigga Daryl get his flames. Oh, shit. We got to go beyond this. Okay, so look. So my nigga Daryl just put money on the nigga books. His name is Daryl Cumberlander. Daryl Cumberlander needs to get some flames. Throw up flames, nigga. This shit, nigga, I'll put it like this. If this live stream don't catch on fire, we doing something wrong. Hit the motherfucking like button if you feeling the game so far. Now, I need some flames for Ariston Edwards. The nigga say keep dropping gems. Oh, we about to get deep. Oh, we about to get deep, nigga. It's about to get deep like giraffe pussy. Hold tight. Hold tight in this motherfucker. Now, I want you to put up a thank you emoji and flames for this next one. This is for Edmund H. Edmund H has put $20 on the nigga books. Put up the thank you and flames right through the chat right now. Let's acknowledge these folks for their generosity. Put up some flames for Keep Skating. I need to see some flames for Keep Skating right now. Flames, keep skating. And listen, man. Yo, this shit need to be on fire. So DS Familia. I need flames for DS Familia. Let's hit up DS Familia. Let's hit up DS Familia with more flames. DS Familia. Y'all acknowledge these people for their generosity, and I'm going to tell you why. Motherfuckers putting money on the nigga books, despite the fact that the nigga is unable to do what he is regularly scheduled to do. It's a sign of forgiveness, but it also lets me know that what I'm saying is resonating with folks. And I'm trying to help. Listen, man, if I'm in this motherfucker for anything at all, I'm in this shit because genuinely, from my heart, my aim is to change the world. Doug is unquestionably, he probably got more free merch than all of y'all. Doug is unquestionably my most devout Patreon member. He told me to start the Patreon. I started it years ago. He joined it. And it took me a year to really get started on the damn Patreon. He never left. He's still there. Y'all put up flames, put up hands. Man, put thank yous for my nigga Doug. That right there, the nigga is the reason I even got the fucking Patreon. He been on my ass for years about the shit. Can we please acknowledge Nina? Can we put up some flames for Nina Lynn? Can we put up some flames for Bernard Wallace? And can I say to all the people who've contributed to Tijuana Jackson Super Chat, can I say thank you? Can I say that? I want to acknowledge you all. I want you to look at the top where it says Super Chat. I want you to see everybody up there. And I want y'all to know that I'm grateful. That goes for you. Dad things in quarantine. I respect you and we need this. We do need this, Wody. Flames for dad. I want flames for dad things in quarantine. Put that up. Brandon Fisher, I see you. That's one of my Patreon members right there. I see you, Brandon. Let's put up some flames. Bernard Wallace, I appreciate you. Nina Lynn, I appreciate you. Doug, you my G. Edmund, $20 on a nigga books. I'll hug you if I could. Lewis Hawkins put $10 on a nigga books. We need flames for these people. Let's put up these flames and let's get the rest of this shit going. I got to get back on my regularly scheduled program. As much as the nigga appreciate the generosity, I'm really here to deliver a message as we get closer and deeper into this course. Y'all ready? The flames. So I'm going to say it one more time. Thank you. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your time. Nice in the house. That's my other homie. All right? So, where was I? Let's get back to where I was. I'm explaining why it is that we will get new information, why we will be provided with the actual keys to changing our life, and we still won't engage. We still won't put it into practice. I'm explaining the difference between your projected self-image and your protected self-image bars. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're feeling what I'm saying. But here's a secret. I haven't been able to dream for damn near 20 years. I have not been able to dream. Now, don't get me wrong, I dream in my sleep. I dream of fucking Tina Turner in her prime all the time. Nigga nutting everything on God. But to confidently say, this is what I want my future to be like. This is how I plan to be in the next 15 to 20 years. This is how I plan to be living when I'm this old. This is how I want to work and what I want to be working on in the next 5 to 10 years. And this is where I want to be living. Confidently, with specifics, with clarity. Can't do it. It's a block. It's a real block. Edmund H., I just want to acknowledge you one more time and say thank you. But I've been struggling with this block for about 20 years. And let me tell you something about this block. It's a byproduct of a few things. I think deep down inside, I struggle with believing I'm qualified, believing I'm capable. I'm afraid to ask. I sometimes feel so blessed as it is that I feel guilty for asking for more. That's another thing, because I got so many folks that I grew up with that just have fucked up conditions. But the truth is, the better I do, the better they do. That proof is in the pudding. That's proved itself over the last 20, 30 years. I empower the people around me. But here's something else. That inability to dream is a byproduct of also being a committophobe. So aside from not feeling qualified deep down inside of me, because of the shit that I've been through, because of the way that folks look at me, because of the way that people have regarded me the first 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years of my life, I bought into that hype. I began to believe that I am not capable, despite repeatedly proving motherfuckers wrong. But when it came down to actually and effectively changing my life, and doing things that would change my life. With new information, dreaming specifically about what I want for tomorrow, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. But I had a revelation that I think has helped me break through in a way that I've never been able to break through before. Now, before we go any further, I just want to acknowledge, folks still putting money on a nigga books. Craig Wallace, can we get some flames for Mr. Craig Wallace? Niggas ain't quitting today. I appreciate that. Niggas ain't quitting. Y'all, hit the like button. And I'm going to break down this little formula for you. Hit the like button. Please put up the flames for Craig Wallace. Thank you, Mr. Brandon Fisher. Thank you, Prime Harmonic. Thank you, Nicer. Thank you, Pedro Jones. What's happening to you, Wody? Put up the flames. Put up the flames. Craig Wallace, y'all, put up the flames. Edmund H., put up the flames. Now, let's get back into what I was saying. I've come to realize that the reason that I've been stuck in this way is part of me is simply fearing to commit. I don't know what the actual psychological block is. It's something I need to discuss in therapy. You can better believe that. But I want to explain to you how I've managed to break past that shit effectively. Nigga been up all night. The truth of the matter is, these courses should have been recorded months in advance. But as I got closer and closer to the end of the courses, I started slowing down. I started running into roadblocks, psychological roadblocks. And the truth is because I didn't know how I was going to move forward once the course was completed. But I'm going to show you something. And this is the irony of pain. I started asking myself two simple questions, and it changed the game. And I want you to do this because I'm giving you legit information. I want y'all to apply this technique. And the technique is really simple. You have to ask yourself two questions. When you see a goal, you have a future that you aspire to, something that you aspire to. I ask myself these two questions and it changed everything. Question number one. Well, what would it take to accomplish that? What would it actually take? Who would I have to become? What would it take for me to accomplish that? Next question. Y'all ready for it? And what would it take to make it worth my time? Yeah, nigga, I'm talking money now. I'm talking numbers. What would it take to make it worth my time? And I'm not just talking money. I'm talking how much time I want to spend with my children. How many hours I want to spend working on it, whether I'm in the office or out and about. How many people I want to fuck with in a day. How many hours, how many days a week do I want to work? How many hours do I want to put in overall? How much do I want to get paid to do this shit? These numbers. So who do I have to become? It's the first question. And the next question, give me a minute, is what would it take to make it worth my time? I'm going to break it down for you because I had to do this shit on paper. When you fuck with the numbers, when you know the numbers, things get extremely specific. They become exacting in a very intimidating way. They become uncomfortable. It becomes hard to not be specific when you start dealing with the numbers. The research gets deeper. So maybe you a YouTuber, prime example. And maybe on you saying, I want to do YouTube shit and I want to put out this many videos per week. I want to spend this much time. I want to have this many followers. You can look at what's existing on your platform right now. Brandon Fisher is like very, very deep. Oh, nigga, trust me, nigga, this lobster pussy. I'm just getting started, nigga. We about to get into that stone crab pussy. Hold on 1 second. You think we deep? Nah. Don't forget to hit the like button, family. When you start getting into the numbers, let's say you got the YouTube channel, then you suddenly have to start calculating, well, what am I getting now? You go by the numbers. And the numbers tell you, well, damn, based on what I'm doing, I got to do this much more in order to get to where I want to go. You now have a clear and specific path. You didn't have that before. Wody? That's what numbers give you, a clear and specific path. But that's not even what That's not even what matters. What actually matters is what I spoke about earlier, neuron synapses. The reason I recommend the book Psycho-Cybernetics is because the theory of that book is that your self-image guides you in the direction that you believe you are. So however you interpret yourself, however you interpret you are the immaculate conception of it. However much money you earning right now, that's what you believe you deserve. Your self-image believes you deserve that, nigga. Whatever you believe you deserve is what you have. Your relationship, your job, the level of respect, the mentors in your life, the adversaries in your life, is what you believe you deserve. You have something in yourself called a course. Let me break it down for you. Dr. Maxwell Maltz was a plastic surgeon, the nigga who wrote the original book. Don't go buy the original book. I want you to buy the updated version. But Dr. Maxwell Maltz, this nigga, he was a plastic surgeon. And it was interesting. What he noticed was a girl would come into his office, or a man would come into his office and say, yeah, I'm ugly because of this nose, or I need to get this nose fixed. He fixed their nose. Just fixed their nose. This is back in 68, 65. He fixed their nose. After fixing their nose, these motherfuckers would go from earning $20,000 a year to earning $50,000, $60,000 a year in the 60s and 70s. The social lives would change. Their dating would change. It's because of what they believe they deserve. They believe this, they let this crooked nose, they focused on it to the point of believing that for some reason or other, that broken nose right there made them less qualified. And they bought into it. It's part of their self-image. But the thing that baffled him, and the reason he quit his practice, is because then he'd have a beautiful girl come in and be like, I'm ugly because of this scar under my eye that I got when I was a baby. And he'd be like, oh, I'll get rid of that in no time. That's nothing. You're gorgeous anyway. Boom, boom. Get rid of the scar. And that same girl would be like, but I'm still ugly. That hit him. Oh, she didn't need skin surgery. She needed psychological surgery. Oh, psychological surgery. And that's what we're talking about right now. This is about psychological surgery. This is why you get all this new information. You get all this game. We in the information age get niggas dumb as fuck. This is why. Because our self-image has convinced us that we are not qualified for the promises of the new information. Bars. Told y'all niggas I'm raw like roadkill. Ain't no pity party. A pity party's a shitty party. Don't mix me up with these hoe bum niggas. So the key here is to identify your self-image. So he said, whoa, that's crazy. Hit the like button if y'all agreeing with me so far. He said, whoa, that's crazy. He quit his practice, went to Russia. Niggas start studying missiles and shit. And he learned something about missiles, which is very interesting. Is that when you launch a missile is never perfectly on target. A missile is constantly correcting itself along the course. The weather changes. Heat, humidity, the wind. All of these things affect the course of the missile. So what ends up happening is the missile looks like this. And if you've ever looked at one, that's what they look like. All the way until the point of hitting its desired target, the point of impact. That's what Tijuana Jackson calls the course correcting apparatus, the CCA. Let me tell you what the CCA does. The CCA is constantly redirecting you as you get slightly, not CCE, CCA. CCA, Pedro. The CCA is constantly correcting your course as you get distracted throughout your day. But the problem is, if a human being was a missile, it would sound a lot like this right here. This would it would sound like if a human being was a missile. Y'all ready? Uh-oh, Amber Alert. There's a missile headed towards China. Okay, there. Oh, it's headed towards Russia. Oh, wait up. The missile. Oh, shit, the missile done turned around. Nigga, the missile is headed to the U.S. Oh, no, actually, it's headed to the Philippines. Now, why do we get so zigzaggy? Election comes around. Now we all internet warriors. Then the news comes up and says there's the Rona, right? And now everybody's a fucking, everybody's a fucking war, everybody's a fucking anti-masker, or the fucking police. Or the media tells us, yo, check this out, y'all. We think that Casey Anthony is not guilty. And everybody becomes vigilant. My point is that those distractions pull you away in the same way that humidity and the wind and evaporation change the direction of the missile. Cliff Brown, throw some flames for Chris Brown. Let's put some flames up for Chris Brown. Chris Brown just put some money on the nigga books. I think a nigga about to crack $100. Appreciate you for putting money on the nigga books. Just know, in case you didn't know, all of this goes into the course. And by the way, to my most loyal Patreon followers, I want to make this really clear. This whole course is being packaged. It's going to have some animation added to it. It's going to have the actual consultants that I use while writing the course in the videos as well. All of that's going to be loaded to TijuanaJackson.com under the courses section. That course, which most people are going to have to pay for, you will have for free. This is for my most loyal Patreon followers. I'm not talking about the niggas who come on the Patreon, right? And then they take the course and then quit the day after, the day before they get charged the little measly $5 that Patreon or the $10 or $15 that Patreon charges them for being a part of the, the Patreon for a month. I'm not talking about y'all niggas. I'm not talking about y'all niggas who change how much you contributing right before the day you get charged. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the niggas who've been loyal, consistent followers. I'm going to go through and look at you, each individual. You are getting this fully packaged course within the course module for free. That's for you. Not only are you getting that, man, a few of y'all, specifically y'all gonna get y'all gonna get the garb. Y'all gonna get the t-shirts. I got a new t-shirt coming that y'all inspired. It's coming. So right now, I want flames up for Cliff Brown. If we ain't put them up already, we need to put up some more. Thank Chris Brown for your contribution, $10, my nigga. I appreciate that. Now, if you ain't comfortable contributing to Super Chat, you can always do contribute to TJ.com. That's another spot. If you ain't comfortable with the Super Chat vibe, I understand that. But anyway, I want to get back to where I was. Somebody, just so I know y'all listening, remind me of where I left off. Because I know where I left off. I want to make sure you following. Where did I left off? I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with distractions and missiles. Where y'all at? Somebody let me know where I left off in this bitch. CCA. Thank you, Brandon Fisher. Brandon Fisher's listening. That's my nigga. That's one of my niggas in my Patreon. That's one of my true supporters right there. Okay? Look at these niggas in here. My nigga Brandon. Look at Shakina Brown. Moments of silence. Copious violence. Bars! Meal Prep Monday in here. Income strategy. Meal Prep Monday. Be breaking it down for you. I got to teach Meal Prep Monday how to get that ranking on YouTube. It's a whole formula to it that I learned from a course that I bought and then applied that new information. Let's get back into this. So my point basically being course correcting apparatus. Let's see what folks have to say. Course correcting, missiles, distractions, life courses, exactly. So all these different media things and all these different things that the media presents to you, they distract you in the exact same way that humidity, wind, rain might change or affect the course of a missile. But the difference between the course that the missile is on and the course that the human is on is that the missile has a clear and desirable target. The human does not. Bars. Type bars if you get that. Y'all heard the saying? If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. We falling all day. We falling all year. Heard me? We get distracted because someone said Prison Logic saved my life in 2008. His name is Chris Mobley. I appreciate you, Wody. I'm trying to save lives right now. The reason that we get distracted, the reason we fall back into old patterns because we don't have what the missile has, a clear and desirable target. Heard me? So what does this have to do with the bigger picture? Nigga, the numbers give you a clear and desirable target. The numbers. Ask yourself 2 questions. Who do I have to become? What do I have to do to make that happen? And what would it take to make it worth my time? Worth my while? And as you put that number down, those numbers down, and you begin to evaluate what it would take to get there based on where you are, you develop what's called a clear and desirable target. I did it. It froze me for 2 days. I sat here in quarantine for 2 days. Nigga sat, if anybody know TJ, I don't sit still. Nigga, I got a newborn, I got an 11-year-old who's on the spectrum, and I got a 17-year-old daughter. Just imagine trying to spy and sneak around and follow these motherfuckers everywhere. Hurt me? On God. But the truth is, the numbers froze me. It made me take ownership of my dreams. It's been 20 years, damn near, I ain't been able to dream about what my future should be like. I've been going with the flow to a degree. I'm running on fumes. I'm running on the fact that I am constantly being validated by people like you and people within my industry for my God-given gifts and for my hard work and for my kindness. Brandon Fisher just wrote down, who do I have to become? And what will it take to make it worth my time? Now here go the crazy shit. Every single time I go into a business deal, those are the exact same 2 questions I ask myself. Never thought to apply it to my dreams. Never once. And the minute I did that was the minute I began to have to break down to exacting finite numbers where I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, how I wanted to achieve it, what it would take became very clear. But it don't stop there. I know a lot of y'all think it's over. Oh no, there's more. There's more. As I started getting more specific in how much I wanted to get paid per year, how much I wanted to get paid per month, how much I wanted to get paid per week, how much time I wanted to spend doing it, where I wanted to devote my time, the accolades that I want, the people that I want to help, where I want to give, how much money I want to contribute on a yearly basis. How much time do I want to spend with my newborn and my 11-year-old? They the boys. How much time do I want to spend with my daughter? What would it take? How much time do I have to give to my old lady to keep us all happy? How much time do I want to spend with my family? Where do I want to be? Do I want a job that pulls me around and away from my family? Or do I want a job that allows me? Or do I want to employ myself? Or do I want to be a business owner that allows me to be where I want to be, when I want to be, how I want to be, for how many of the hours I choose? As I started doing this shit, fucking with the numbers, shit got real. It got clear. I ended up writing up a whole mission statement. But guess what I got now? Guess what those numbers give you? A clear and desirable target. And guess what happens with that clear and desirable target? Consciously or subconsciously. Just like you subconsciously steer towards your negative self-image, your negative internal dialogue, your upbringing, your conditioning, your authentic you, your authentic self-image, the one that whispers to you like a crackhead queef in the dark, bars. When you have these exacting numbers, you now have a clear and desirable target. And subconsciously or consciously, your course correcting apparatus, your CCA, steers you in that direction. Bars, nigga. Now, we all so busy looking for hope that every time we hear a hopeful story, we go running in that direction. All hope ain't your hope. Heard me? Do your numbers. Know your numbers. Spend time with your numbers. And then let those numbers, let them seep in. My nigga said hope is not a plan. Bars. Nice to say thank you for the birthday shout out. Always. Bars. Life Management Tribe in the house. Don't forget to hit the like button. Appreciate you, Wes Brown. Let those numbers, make them solid. Make them clear. You can adjust them with time. But let those numbers seep in. They will start programming you. That's what we are. We are programmable beings. That's why the media manipulates it the way it does. Let those numbers program you into what you have to become. Understand? Appreciate you, Prime Harmonic. Let them program you into what you have to become. You either live facing your fears or die tasting your tears, nigga. I'm giving you a choice. Bars. Look, man. You only have one spirit. And ain't no extra leg room in that bitch. No meals. Bars. Now, you make sure that when you set those numbers up, you set it up for something that you truthfully want to be doing. Not what you think you should be doing. Not what your parents think you should be doing. Because when you love what you do, success will love you too. Bars. What we've been doing is food prep. Food prep. Oh, I'm going to get my food prep. I'm going to lose some weight. We lose some weight and gain the weight back. Yeah. Food prep just gives people who love... Food prep just gives people who eat too much an excuse to play with food. Bars. Your clear and desirable target, the numbers. Specify the numbers. These numbers will tell you how much time you have to devote for the rest of your life to working out. How much time you have to devote for the rest of your life to managing your food, cutting out certain foods, engaging certain company, how many drinks you can have in a month, in a week, in a year. It's funny. If I keep it 100, I didn't have that clear and desirable target. Money and success didn't change me, nigga. I still want my change. Bars. Like I always say, man, life is not about proving yourself. It's about improving yourself, and knowing the numbers gives you that opportunity. Bars. And don't think it. Write it down. Put that shit down in your notes, in your phone, put on paper. 10 things on your mind take up way more bandwidth than 10 things on paper, and it increases the chances of 10 things getting done. Bars. You want the rainbow? Be willing to blow the leprechaun. Bars. The numbers help redefine and reshape your self-image. You can't get what you are not. You get what you got. Bars. That's why you hear me say what you see is what you saw. Because what you truthfully see in you is everything you've seen so far. What you see in you. What you see in your true being, what you truthfully believe, not that loud image when you tell anybody you a boss, you a CEO despite unemployment being at an all-time high in the fucking hood. Nah, nigga. The real you, the one that whispers to you quietly. What you see is what you saw. What you see in you is what you saw all along. Bars, nigga. In order to get some, and that's the thing, once you start laying those numbers and those specifics, and you have what's called now a clear and desirable target, let it seep in. It'll program you. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You ain't got to talk loud. And what's crazy is, once you become specific, human beings then run to your aid to help you. When you, let me tell y'all something. In order to get support, you have to lay the foundation. I ain't talking Revlon, nigga. This ain't no beauty course. The foundation is the specifics. Motherfuckers don't understand that, yes, there's gold, there's oil, there's food, there's diamonds. But you want to know one of the most rare and most valuable and most underrated things of all mankind. A specific and desired target. Boss. Specificity. Andre say deep like the sea. Oh yeah, nigga. Specificity is the real goal. A young man in my Discord community, which you can't access unless you're on my Patreon, he was saying, I now understand what you were saying about preconceptions and how keeping us distracted is important. Exactly. Clear and specific, desired target. That's gold. That's your escape. That's your SpaceX program. Prepare to launch. Boss. Nigga, don't get me mixed up with these whole bum niggas. Now, I know y'all seen a lot of niggas out there talking about, oh, I'm not even going to get into it. I just want to stay on this topic. I'm about to run out of time. So what I want to do moving forward, because of the fact that I'm unable to deliver this week's Patreon, it has become way more extensive. In fact, it is the module that gave me the revelation that helped me break past that glass ceiling. I was writing this module, and in the module, what I break down is one of the reasons that a lot of us never really achieve our retirement goals is because we never really take the time to play with those numbers. Well, what would it take if I were to retire in 20 years or in 15 years or in 30 years? How much money would I need so that I can live off of my interest forever? And you can go to TijuanaJackson.com. You can go to tools, and there's a retirement calculator that'll help you start getting those numbers. There's a pay off your credit card debt tool. There's a become a millionaire tool. There's a whole bunch of shit. Now I want to get into all of those conversations. I cover a lot of that in the course, but don't get me confused with these whole bum niggas. Heard me? Look, nigga, let's be real. Listen to the game I'm spitting to you. And then go look at my Patreon. It's $5, $10, $15 a month. Niggas still trying to rip me off. You don't get this information for free. Ain't nobody spitting this game. Burger Fox. Goddamn. This name, Burger Fox. Say, here's another 5 for that Doritos and mango snapper. Enjoy your snack. I'm going to tell you right now, and thank you for giving us this important life knowledge. Let me tell you something. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to acknowledge Burger Fox with some flames. And the reason she's able to make that reference is because that's a day one. 10 years ago when I was on YouTube, one of my videos was called Mango Snapple. And I was breaking down how we get conditioned and then we take this conditioning and refer to it as our preferences. No, it's our conditioning. It's not our preference. So anyway, I don't want to drag this out anymore. We about to close this baby up. Thank you, Burger Fox. Put some flames up for Burger Fox. And let me just say this to y'all right now. Go to TijuanaJackson.com. Use the tools. Get the numbers. Ask yourself these 2 questions. I'm going to post up a little video about this. This live stream will continue to run as well. You can use this information to help get you on track. But ultimately, the game here is to know the numbers. You can go to TijuanaJackson.com. Thank you, Wes Brown. You can go to TijuanaJackson.com. You can use the tools to help you get your numbers specific. I want you to write shit down, but I want you to be specific about your numbers. Ask yourself, who do you have to become? What's it going to take? Who do you have to become, and what is it going to take to make it worth your while? And that's going to boil down to a salary, how many hours you work, and all of that. And you know what's beautiful is it lets you know when you're being foolish and unrealistic, and it lets you know what's completely possible. And you push the boundaries. It doesn't limit you in any way, but it just says like, yo, what you're aspiring to, number-wise, the math says it's impossible. It says it's fucking impossible. So, unless you have 5 of you, well, then maybe you rework that and be like, okay, well, then I'm going to be a company that has 5 employees. But you let the numbers inform you. The numbers will guide you. The numbers will set you free. Same thing goes for investing. Same thing goes for relationships. The numbers, the tail of the tape, nigga. So look, Rick Camille, regulated freight line, just put $5 on the nigga books. We gonna get this nigga some flames? We gonna get this nigga his flowers? Let's put some flames up. Put some flames up for Rick Camille. Regulated freight lines. Put the flames up. 100. I appreciate you putting money on the nigga books. Again, now when you do my quizzes, there's usually a course. But as I'm coming down to the last 5 minutes of this live stream, I don't have a course prepared. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quiz y'all right now. Who in here can tell me? And once I'm gonna pick, whoever give me the right answers, I'm gonna pick a motherfucker and send you the Tijuana Jackson mask. Let me see if I got one right here. You know what I'm saying? You get a chance to win one of these. Tijuana Jackson mask. Tell me that shit. Tell me that shit ain't colder than an Eskimo asshole. Look at that. Now, let's get back into this game. I'm gonna ask y'all some questions. You answer, oh shit, we gotta pause the program for a second. We have an emergency. Casey.KM, Casey, K.M, Casey KM, she said, her words exactly was, thank you for your realness checks. Oh, 100. She put $20 on the nigga books. You know the hands that look like this here? We need to put them hands all through this motherfucker. And we need to put up some flames. For Casey. Casey, I appreciate you putting $20 on the nigga books. Real nigga shit. Let me explain something to y'all. I always used to say life is too short because we wait too long to start living it. Casey, these flames, these hands are for you. These thank yous are for you. I appreciate you so much, my dear. Thank you. But I always used to say life is too short because we wait too long to start living it. But what I've come to realize is that a big step to realizing your life is having a clear and desirable target. And whatever your psychological blocks may be, whatever your self-image may be, the numbers don't lie. Give yourself the opportunity to ask yourself those two questions. Now, you want to win one of these? Or you want to qualify to win one of these? Who here can tell me what those two questions are? I'm waiting. Put it in the comments. Type it in the comments. I got to quiz you like I quiz my Patreon followers. Like I said, don't mix me up with these whole bum niggas. Even the losers considered a leader among the lost. Bars. Look, man, let me explain something to y'all. The difference between a crazy nigga and a genius is a fucking tax bracket. Okay? You get to determine that for yourself right now. What's the two questions that you need to ask yourself? I talked about them all day. This whole hour I've been talking about them. What's the two questions you need to ask yourself? And by the way, can we please acknowledge with flames, Ran Travels, R-A-N Travels, just put $5 on the nigga books. And Casey, I can't thank you enough. Ran Travels, just put up 5. Says, preach, my brother. Ran Travels, just put $5 on the nigga books. Put up the fucking flames. Acknowledge this nigga. Okay, nicer. You put up one question, and it really ain't even the real question. There's two questions. This is why. Let me tell you why you haven't retained this information. Because we lean so heavy on inspiration that we fail to exercise and experience perspiration. Bars. Nigga, you got to do the work. Why ain't you taking notes? Have I ever come on and said anything shallow? Have I ever come on to this motherfucker and wasted a nigga's time? No. You should know that the minute TJ come on this motherfucker, you need to start taking notes. You should have your notes ready. I don't talk because I tell you what I've learned. If you can't explain it in simple terms, it's because you thought about it. If you can't explain it in simple terms, it's because you've only thought about it in simple terms. Bars. I said to ask yourself two questions. I want you to put them. Who do I have to become? And what would it take to be worth my time? That nigga right there just did it. Rough Sex just did it. I want my moderator to make note of upset, so that nigga about to win some shit. Hey, my nigga, who do I have to become? And what will, so now everybody know the answer now, huh? Okay, listen, Deacon Dave just put $5 on the nigga books. I need more flames before I drop this next course question. And don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Listen, Deacon Dave. Deacon Dave put $5. Put some flames up for Deacon Dave. My man Deacon Dave, $5. And listen to this. Lewis Hawkins, make note of Lewis Hawkins. Who do I have to become and how do I get there? Bonus, what's the number? Guess what? That's not correct. That's not correct. Lewis Hawkins. Lewis Hawkins, put up some flames for Lewis Hawkins. $5. She put $5 on the nigga books. Lewis Hawkins, I'm grateful for you. Lewis Hawkins, I'm grateful for you. I'm saying it over and over because I want you to receive it. I also want you, Deacon Dave, to receive it. And I also want you, Casey, KM, I want you to receive it. And wait up, hold up. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I need help now because now I'm lost. I don't know how to. Y'all take a look at what Frank Steeds just did. I don't even know. Look at me, feeling like, acting like a nigga just stole something. I don't know how to react to Frank Steeds. What? Hey, one of my moderators, what do we do for Frank Steeds? Frank Steeds, like, you sent me one of them you amazing emojis. What do we do for Frank Steeds? We gotta show some level of acknowledgement and appreciation for Frank Steeds for putting $50 on the nigga books. We gotta do something. What do we do? What are we gonna throw up? Shit. Flames, hands, put that fist up. What you got there? TJ saw that 50 and started tripping. You ain't fucking lying, nigga. Put $50 on the nigga books. Shit. Hey, let me tell y'all something. The reason I'm damn near giving the course away for free is because I truthfully want people to understand this. But again, new information that we don't act on. And why is that? Right now, y'all, yes, I want these up. I want these up. I want the flames up. I want this for Frank Steeds, and I want this for Casey. Casey and Frank, I appreciate y'all. Y'all done pushed the nigga into a whole new stratosphere. Someone said 50 bones, hell no. So I will top, he said, I'll top right there. Where I sent it, homie. Hey, now I really appreciate y'all for doing that. And let me check, because a lot of times I get contributions that, yup, here it is. I'm looking at it right now. I'm actually looking at it. Let me see. Count. Sweet. Okay, cool. So listen, a lot of y'all, man, came through and really hooked the nigga up. I ain't even gonna front. A lot of y'all hooked the nigga up. Anyway, so I just want to acknowledge Casey. I want to acknowledge Casey once more, and I want to acknowledge Frank Steve for putting $50 on the nigga books. Y'all done blew up the spot. Y'all threw me off my game a little bit. I want to get back into this shit. But this the deal. A lot of us want to just lay back on what we already know and hope the shit's gonna work out. Let me tell y'all something. Luck is the procrastinated Sasquatch. Bars. Type bars if you get that. Someone said, we appreciate the free game. All day, Devontae. This is what I live for, homie. One. So you got the first, you've written down the answer to the first question. If you've written it correctly, you qualify to win yourself a Tijuana Jackson mask. Next question. Y'all ready for it? Damn, I'm trying to ask questions, but y'all just showing out today. So it's Deems the Mage. Love the movie, man. Good laughs. Don't forget to watch my movie, y'all. Tijuana Jackson, Purpose Over Prison. It's available everywhere. Deems the Maze just put $10 on the nigga books. We need some flames for Deem. Let's put him up for him. Put him up for him. I love this. Stephanie. Yo, hold up. Let me get Stephanie up on my board. How you do this shit? Where's Stephanie at? Where's Stephanie? It won't let me do it. But Stephanie, I can't see your last name. She just put $20 on the nigga books too, y'all. Do me a favor. Put up some flames. Put up some flames for Blaxican, for Stephanie Collins, who put up $20 on the nigga books, and for Deems the Mage, who put up $10 on the nigga books. Put up some fucking flames. Stop playing, y'all. Stop playing. Acknowledge these folks. These niggas trying to make TJ rich up in this bitch. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. I'm sitting there spitting free game. Okay, wait. Okay, pause the program. Frank Steve's just... Frank, you trying to get me to... Frank, I'm trying to close this shit up. You fucking my shit up. Frank just put $100 on the nigga books. I don't even know how to approach this shit. See a nigga breathing funny now. Frank just put $100 on the nigga books. I don't know what. Hey, let's put up the money bags for Frank. Money bags for Frank. Put up the money bags for Frank. That's a good call. You know what? Rough Sex. This nigga named Rough Sex, by the way. That shit funny. Rough Sex just put up money bags for Frank. Everybody put up money bags for Frank. Let's get into the second question, because y'all stand to win. Like I said, you get these questions right, y'all stand to win one of these Tijuana Jackson masks. I don't know what I did with my shit. Nigga got thrown off. Frank Steves threw a nigga off. I'll be real. The shit really started with Frank, right? The shit really started with Frank, but then Casey came in, fucked the nigga up with 20 bones on the nigga shit. And then we had Deems the Mage come in. That threw me off. And then Blaxican came in. And I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I kind of laughed a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all threw me off. I ain't gonna lie. But Frank Steves blew up the spot. All right, Frank, that's 150 bones you put on this game. I'm assuming that it must be of value to you. I gotta quiz y'all and close this shit off before Frank Steves get a nigga to sweating. Like I said, inspiration is cool, but inspiration dies out. It dies out. Discipline is the ability to continue to act. In fact, I read a book once called The War of Art, and there's a quote that stayed with me. And the quote was, inspiration is for amateurs. And it's true. When I wrote my movie, I didn't only write when I was inspired. No, nigga. I got up every day and wrote, even when I didn't feel like it. My minimum was I had to write 6 pages a day, even if all 6 of them ended up in the garbage. My nigga said, Frank the Bank. Enchanted Garden said, Frank the Bank. Love that. Inspiration is for amateurs. Bars. It's the discipline. Hip Hop Junkie. You contribute to my Patreon every week, and then you try to contribute more through my Discord. Dude, I am extremely grateful for you. I'm extremely grateful for my loyal Patreon followers. Y'all are the validation. Y'all are the feedback that's steering this course. That's why you get it for free. That's why when it's uploaded to my actual website in my actual course module, you get it for free. And you'll get to witness it every time you watch it. There'll be animation added. There'll be new interviews added. There'll be new data added. I'm going to continue updating this course. I didn't expect it to become what it became. My niggas. Everybody can't be Frank the Bank. Frank Steves he's that other nigga. He'll come in and blow the spot up. Take your gal while he at it. That's just what he do. We ain't all got to be that. Second question. Y'all ready for the second question? My man said, I'm farming Bitcoin so I can contribute. Yo, we take Bitcoin. You need my Bitcoin number. It's listed around here somewhere. You can look under one of my videos. It's listed in the description. Take Bitcoin all fucking day. Nigga. So look, let's make this clear. Second question. You ready? I asked you the first one. Second question. Oh shit, I forgot the second question. It was, what were the 2 questions you had to ask yourself, and what's it called? When you get specific in your numbers and you have a clear and desired target, there's something inside of you that steers you towards that course. Doesn't mean you're not going to get slightly pulled off. But when you have a clear and desirable target, like a missile, right? You're constantly correcting yourself to your clear and desired target. And what's that called? Craig Wallace. Yes, it's called the CCA. But what is the CCA called? What does CCA stand for? Ooh, nicer just hit it hard. It's called the course correcting apparatus. So Swiggerman Nation just upgraded his Patreon to something I don't even offer. I don't even know how you did that, Swiggerman Nation. I don't know how you did it. I'm grateful for all. I see all the people in there upgrading their Patreon contributions. I guess maybe I don't know. But look, I'm gonna close this one out. But before I go, I just want to say a few things. First off, Hip Hop Junkie. I told you don't have to get. Hip Hop Junkie says, you deserve more, my niggas. Listen, family. Dude. Hip Hop Junkie, man. He's one of my loyal Discord and Patreon members. I mean, this dude's words of encouragement, his feedback, his consistency. You know, I DM with everybody through my Patreon. I'm really in this because, look, if I keep it real, y'all, keep it at 100. If I retire today, I'll be fine. I made mine. I figured out how to make millions. I did. But I want to do more. And I don't want to do more like give money to Greenpeace and save the whales. Yeah, I want to help save the whales. But I want to help save us. It's poor people in this country, man. We suffering. Simply because of the fact that we haven't been given simple game. Man, this next module, it's going to take me a minute to deliver it because it's so deep. But right now, before we go any further, I want everybody here to do me a favor and acknowledge the fact that this nigga named Hip Hop Junkie just stepped in and put $50 on the nigga books. Will y'all please put up the money bags for Hip Hop Junkie? Hip Hop Junkie, these are your flowers. Do me a favor while we at it. Speaking of flowers, let's give Casey her flowers. Let's give Casey her flowers. Let's give Stephanie Collins her flowers. Stephanie Collins and Casey get their flowers. Hip Hop Junkie, these your money bags. These your money bags. And Frank Steeds, everybody, let's put up some money bags for Frank Steeds because he just blew up the spot. I appreciate y'all. I sincerely do. It's so crazy how I'm just doing a live stream because I had a revelation that has actually helped me break through another glass ceiling. And it ends up proving to be profitable. That's hilarious. I'm giving the course away for free, practically on Patreon, because it's like $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, $15 a month. And I come on and go a live stream, and basically, that's hilarious. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for y'all's validation and for your affirmation and for your contributions, man. It makes a difference. Hurt me. Someone said, you're looking like $1 million. I appreciate that, family. I appreciate that. All right, so they practically gave me $1 million. You see what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. People validate your revelations. They validate and reaffirm things that have actually brought about real change, or they tell you that you've brought about real change in their life. So anyway, I've asked you the 2 questions, and I've provided you with the insight that I believe truthfully makes a difference. It's now a matter of, okay, well, I get stuck. I can't really dream in the way that a lot of people dream, and I can't crystallize that vision. Well, ask yourself those 2 questions and get to fucking with the numbers. And those numbers will fuck with your course correcting apparatus. Consciously and subconsciously, you find yourself behaving differently because that number will be lingering. Those numbers will be lingering in the back of your mind. Those numbers represent the lifestyle you aspire to. It boils down to math. It always does. And I know it's folks out there that's mad at TJ. I don't even know why. But look, man, you can still learn from a brighter nigga even if you don't like the nigga. Bars. If you don't become, listen, if you fail at accepting great help, you will succeed at accepting great failure. Bars. This is my passion. And when I did my numbers, this was part of it. I want to be able to help people. Now, if you've had access to my course and you've gotten that game and you find yourself not really doing nothing, I break down, let me tell y'all, just for those of you who don't even know about the course, let me just break down what it is. It's titled 5 Ways to Win and Lose in This America. You can go to TijuanaJackson.com to learn more about it. I break down the 5 most overlooked ways in which we repeatedly lose. Our 5 most counterproductive habits, ways in which we've fallen into that trap of the rat race, but not like you would think. I'll give you a prime example of one of those 5 ways. I explain in the course how every movie, every book that's ever been read to you from childhood on up, every film, every radio show, every NBA game, NFL game, all of it. They have fed you their stories through one specific paradigm. The good guy and the bad guy. You don't look at the opposing team as heartfelt players that are feeding their families and, manage to go to college and get scholarships. Nope. You look at them as the bad guy. You regard them as the bad guy. Sometimes some of y'all are going in the audience. Y'all go there and watch the game and throw shit at them and spit at them and yell at them. Racial epithets and shit like that. Because you see him as the bad guy. And then you see your team as the good guy. Because you've been conditioned. You've been conditioned to view the world that way. It's called binary thinking. You reduce everything and everyone to either a good guy or a bad guy. And because of the fact that you have that binary thinking, you fail to engage in the aspects of life that actually determine success. Good guy, bad guy makes it easy. You don't have to look into an individual's process to what led them to where they are today. You just get to say, oh, he's a criminal. Or you just get to say, oh, fuck him, he plays for that team. You don't get to look into the fact that his mother has lupus or MS and is bedridden and has been since he was 7. Deteriorating on a bed. He's been pushing around in the grocery store in a wheelchair for most of his life. You don't have to look into that. You don't want to deal with that. So you can't develop what's called empathy. And let me tell you something about the future. Another great book is called A Whole New Mind. It's an old book, but it taught me something. My man said TJ stand for truth job. Appreciate that, Wody. But the truth is, and this is going to be hard to stomach, but pretty much anything you contribute, that 90th percentile of the workforce, y'all niggas, anything you contribute can be outsourced. It's replicable. Prime example. Whatever job you do, they can outsource it to India. Whatever job you do, a computer can now simulate your actions and your contributions. Whatever job you do, maybe you're a cashier at a grocery store. Guess what? They got self-checkout now. You will soon be replaced by self-checkout. Whatever job you do, in that 90th percentile of the workforce, is replicable. Robots is doing your job right now at Amazon. Facts. Your only true job security is empathy. Empathy, which you lose out on because you've been conditioned to regard the world through binary thinking of good guys and bad guys. But it's the empathizers who run the world. That's why 39% of the largest motherfucking tech companies in the United States of America were created by and owned by immigrants. That's why. That's why immigrants have a 67% higher chance of succeeding in your country than you do. Because they don't have that binary thinking. They actually have the ability to empathize. So how is empathy important? You can't outsource empathy. Some nigga in India ain't looking at what's going on in your hood and coming up with a solution for it. He might come up with a solution for what's going on in his hood, and it may or may not be applicable to yours. But only you can look at people, empathize with them, and through that empathy, find opportunities. That's what empathy gives you. It gives you 100 more opportunities per day than a nigga who's a binary thinker. Bars. Y'all don't want this fire. Y'all don't want this fire. Curtis Young just put $20 on a nigga booth. He said, I pray that your realness reflects all who need it. Damn, nigga, you made that rhyme. Fuck that. Bars. I pray that your realness reflects all who need it. Bars. Curtis Young. Put some flames up for Curtis Young. Put some flames up for Curtis Young. That's one. That's one of the 5 ways in which we lose in this America. I break it down in much more detail in the course, of course. But that's the point of the course. Put the flames up for Curtis Young, y'all. And the nigga came with some bars. I hope that your realness reflects on all those who need it. Bars. Curtis Young, y'all. That's one way in which you lose in this America. You rob yourself of opportunity by subscribing to binary thinking. And you didn't even know it. Little Red Riding Hood. 3 Little Pigs. Jack and the Beanstalk. Everything you've been read from birth to now was set to put you into a binary pattern of thinking. In case you was wondering why you ain't winning. Bars. My man, if y'all see a dude in here, he ain't crazy. He ain't crazy. He just asking where Lil Eric is. Lil Eric is my nephew in my movie, Tijuana Jackson, Purpose Over Prison, which you can watch on Amazon, you can watch on YouTube, you can watch on Google Play, you can watch it on iTunes, you can watch the shit, nigga, you can watch the shit on cable. You can watch shit any fucking way. It's the funniest fucking movie of 2020, 2021. No doubt. 2021 funniest fucking movie. Anyway, that's just one module. But then I also provide you with 5 ways to win, to remedy these 5 ways in which we fall short. The 5 ways in which we fall short. I cover those, and then I cover the 5 solutions. And then I go in depth with these solutions. If you see the way niggas react in my Discord and the way niggas react in my Patreon, and don't try to get into my Discord because it's private unless you go through Patreon. But if you see the way niggas react to this information, you're like, damn. And we have a book club, we read books, but when I sit there and ask niggas, you know, what are they doing? They get to stuttering. And I get to realizing folks ain't executing on it. And I realize this live stream was necessary for that reason. Elder Master says, can I ask you for a bit of advice? Let me finish my point and then you can ask. In fact, I tell you what, maybe you ain't up for it, but because time is so limited, maybe you can join my Patreon, or maybe you can make a contribution. Maybe you can devote some time to spreading the word about Tijuana Jackson. It ain't always got to be about money, but keeping it 100. I'm on here with a very specific mission. And so I explain all these things in the course that literally liberate a nigga's mind. So it's, just so you know, it's not just metaphysics and psychology. It's metaphila science. So in the second half of the module, I give you a prime example. I actually show niggas with me in the corner of the screen. I show niggas how I pull up my city commission and city council meeting. I actually scroll through it and go through all the terminology so that people can understand what these things mean when they're looking at their city council commission. I help them understand that their city commission influences their city council's decisions on legislation. And I show them how their local vote is actually 10 times as impactful as their White House vote. And 10 times as immediate, 10 times more immediate. I break it down. So I just want you to be clear. It's not Craig Wallace just came back. Craig Wallace, someone said, so Ella Master can get the advice if time permits. Dude, you had to do that. It ain't only about money, fam. Ella Master could share the fuck out my video. Frank Steeds. The bars you spit is priceless. Knowledge. Thank you. This nigga put another. Frank Steed just put another $100 on the nigga books. And another amazing actor is Craig Wallace. Craig Wallace made a contribution so that Ella Master could ask a question. That's special. Okay, look, do me a favor. Put the money bags up for Frank Steeds. Frank Steeds has clearly established himself as a extremely generous individual. But Craig Wallace has done the same. So I need money bags in hands for Frank the Bank and Craig Wallace. And if you're really listening, I want everybody to put up question marks for Ella Master. This way Ella Master knows it's your cue to ask your question. Everybody put up question marks. So let's get these money bags. Fuck that. Frank Steves need to get his fucking flowers. Let's get Frank Steves his fucking flowers. And then get on here and give you some fucking flowers. This is ridiculous. Can I give you some fucking flowers on this bitch? Oh, I guess I can't. Fuck. Shit, if I could get in there, I'd give you some fucking flowers. Damn. All right, Frank Steves, you've made your statement. I'm begging you. I'm actually begging you to stop. I really am. I'm like, thank you. This is... Hold off, please, bro. I appreciate you. Like, you have no idea. Craig Wallace, I acknowledge your heart and your empathy. But like I said, don't have to be money, fam. So look, let's get into the last part of what I was saying, and then I'm gonna move on to Ella Master's question. Last thing I want to say was, I kind of lost track, man. Y'all threw me off. Them two contributions threw me off. But the point is that I provide legitimate information. Doesn't even require you to think. Actually, what it requires you to do is decide who you want to be. All you have to do, and I'm breaking it down, your city council, your chamber of commerce is actually closer than Popeyes. And I'm breaking it all down in the course. So I just want you to know, I'm not just talking about, I break down the 3 different types of income, how they are taxed differently, and explain precisely why. The rich get richer and the poor get poor. It ain't even a mystery. District of Columbia respects your game. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Antonio Sowell. I appreciate that. Yeah, okay. Damn. So, but folks are not acting. They're not acting. I actually show you how you can, I provide the books. We read the books in the club, but folks ain't acting. Self-image. Self-image. And they don't have a clear and desirable target. Don't forget to go to TijuanaJackson.com and use all the free tools on there to figure out what your long-term goal is. Someone said Chamber of Commerce, what's that? Prime example. I talk about it in the course. Chamber of Commerce. If you want to, let's say you want to start a business. I explain the benefits. Welcome, Sunita Stewart. Welcome to my motherfucking Patreon. Sunita Stewart just joined my Patreon. Real nigga shit. But I explain in the course what your Chamber of Commerce is. You pull up to the Chamber of Commerce, you want to file DBA, doing business as. I explain why getting your business on the books as an entity behooves you from a tax perspective. I explain the niggas stay chasing paper. As long as you chase paper gonna run. It's when you learn the tax codes, paper chase you. Facts, bars. The weak see value in getting the last word, but the strong secure their bag by getting the last verb. Bars. I remember when I was in the joint, breaking this shit down. Just a little slim, thick nigga in the joint. Used to date my cellmate. And this nigga was taking all this pride in this gig that he was going to get once he got out the joint. And I had to help him understand that he had a responsibility if he was going to be an employee. All right, Alex, love from Detroit. What up, though? Yo, can we get some flames for this nigga Isaac? This nigga Isaac This nigga Isaac Byron just put $20 on a nigga books. Y'all really trying to show out. Y'all really trying to big ball in this motherfucker. I'm trying to close this shit out. Y'all really trying to act. Y'all acting up. Y'all niggas is acting up. It's been an hour and a half I've been on this motherfucker. I didn't think this was going to last this long. Put up some flames for this nigga. Hey, man. Look, Wody, Isaac, I appreciate your... listen, man, I appreciate the generosity of Isaac Byron, this nigga Frank Steeds. We call him Frank the Bank, hip-hop junkie. Who else we got up in here? And what's my man's name? That paid so that Ella Master could ask some advice. Ella Master, what's that? Ella Master. My nigga Craig Wallace. Casey. All the folks that put money on the nigga books. I'm keeping it 100. I'm grateful for the contributions. I truthfully am. Craig Wallace, you were boss. Thank you, Pedro, for reminding me of his name. Frank Steeds even threw up some fire. Listen. I want to make this really clear. We all have our issues. We all have our voids. That's what I was explaining to the slim thick nigga that was in the joint. I was explaining when you are an employee, you have certain responsibilities. A certain percentage of your wages has to go towards investment. Otherwise, you stay trapped. You have to figure out ways to use your employment as a means of becoming a business owner, a business operator, and eventually an investor. Because as you go up the rung of different levels of income, I'm not talking about the amount. I'm talking about the type of income, earned income versus business income versus investment income. They are taxed differently. And it's because of those taxes that the rich continue to get richer and the poor continue to get poor. It's why you're trapped in the cycle that you are in. It's called economic enslavement, financial enslavement. It's exploitation of labor. That's what it is. Facts. So, back to what I was saying. I was breaking that down to a little slim, thick nigga in the joint. And what made me think of it too is because the nigga, you know what I'm saying, the nigga was actually it's funny, man. This nigga was from, I think he was from Detroit. But anyway, he came up and I had to break that down to him. So he did end up getting out and getting his job, but he also ended up becoming an investor. And to this day, I'm telling y'all right now, this nigga sell real estate and this nigga invests. He basically dictates his own life. Real nigga shit. Heard me? That nigga lived in Broward too. You know, and a lot of people don't notice, but one of the things about Florida is you don't pay state income tax. So that's like 5 or 6% that you already break off if you get earned income, but they get you in other ways. And that's why it's important to understand how to structure your money according to where you live. The tax code is key. Heard me? Ella Master, what's your question, family? Hit the like button if you haven't already. Everybody put up the question marks for Ella Master. We waiting on Ella Master to come with his questions. Real nigga shit. There you go. Ella Master, that's your cue. All right, well, while we wait for Ella Master to get that question together, here you go. Question. How do I develop a long-term goal to become the author that I know I was meant to be? Ella Master, I answered your question early, like in the first half of this live stream. Inspiration is for amateurs. Inspiration is for amateurs. You simply do the work. You don't wait to be inspired. You don't wait till you feel like it. You don't wait till you have time. Andre, welcome to my Patreon family. I appreciate your contribution. Hopefully you enjoy this course. Straight up. Ella Master, it's that simple. You don't wait for inspiration. You simply commit to writing a certain amount of books, a certain amount of pages every single day. Don't matter. Every day. Could be after work, before the work. It could be weekends. But you are only as committed as the time you are willing to invest. Bars. So if you're waiting on when you feel like it, you waiting on inspiration, it'll never get done. The homework, too. Before I wrote my movie, I must have read 20 books on screenplays. Everything. I read Story by Robert McGee, which is actually great for a novelist. If you're an aspiring author, Scott Hart. Welcome to the lineup, my nigga. Everybody put us some flames for Scott Hart. The nigga just put $10 on the nigga books. Ellen Master. We want to see that book. Oh, man, that's the community I'm talking about right there. Frank Steed said the work always speaks for itself. Especially, writing is a lonely job. And sometimes you have to understand that, real talk, eagles fly alone. Bars. I see 3-4 eagles sitting in a tree, but they don't take off at the same time. There it is. Look, Rough Sex just put it up there for you. Who do I have to become? And what would it take to be worth my time? Them 2 questions. And I'm going to tell you one of the things it takes right now. You can put this on your book right now. You're going to have to write them as a novelist. You're going to have to write a minimum of 6 pages a day, every day, as a minimum. You can write them on your phone. You can write them on napkins. You got to write every single day. And what's crazy is the process of writing works very much like the course correcting apparatus that I've been talking about. Because as you begin to scribble and scribe, right, and write your shit down, your brain begins to try to formulate it and say, well, what can we do with this? And your course correcting apparatus begins to steer you to the theme of your story. Bars. Tijuana Jackson, the world needs you about now. Clockwork, my nigga. You fucking right, Scoops. Scoops Training Group, you fucking right. Yo, did we put up some flames for Scott Hart? Thank you, Scott Hart, for your contribution. My nigga Jay Wallace came back. He said, heed the man's words, wisdom for days. So, Ellen Master, what you were really asking me, because I already know you know the answer. Since I've written 2.5, not done with book 3, but how do I move with publishing, advertising, despite the fact that people don't read as much these days? Once again, I'm going to say it to you. In fact, I'm going to go a different route. How do you move forward with publishing? We're in a different game. I don't know if y'all know this about Tijuana Jackson, but I used to be a rapper back in the day. Nigga had a little record deal on Virgin Records. One hit wonder type motherfucker. My group was called, don't matter. But the nigga got bars, trust me. And I'm going to tell you something that I learned. That you have a choice. You actually have a choice. And the first choice is, you can take what they give you. Or you can build what you want. Real talk. So what that means is, yes, you got computers. You reach out all day, every day to publishers. Because you know who does. This is the fucking problem right here. I'm sorry, Ellen Master, I'm going to go in on you a little bit, but this is a prime example of the conditioning that I'm talking about. I'm going to use Ellen Master as an example. Ellen Master came to me not with solutions, but problems, despite the fact that people don't read as much these days. One of the things I always tell motherfuckers when they trying to sell shit, like when I started my crowdfunding campaign to make my movie, I knew my market. Now, when I said knew my market, I'm not talking about just y'all niggas. I had multiple markets. I knew that I needed to appeal to press because that notoriety was going to help bring more awareness. I knew that I needed to appeal to my celebrity friends because that notoriety was going to bring more awareness to my campaign. I also knew that I needed to appeal to a demographic of people who were very conscious about prison reform. That was going to affect a different demographic. I knew that I needed to appeal to investors because that was another demographic. So let me tell y'all what I did. The first thing I did was I went to my celebrity friends and said, I'm thinking about launching a crowdfunding campaign on this day. It would be great if when I give you the word, if y'all could all just kind of shoot out a blurb to let your following know that Tijuana Jackson about to drop some shit, right? And they was all, a lot of them got back to me and was on standby like, I'm gonna do whatever you need me to do. Beautiful. Hold up. What the hell just happened here? My man said, preach, bro. Pocket watching with JT just put $25 on a nigga books. What the fuck? Hey, put up some flames for pocket watching. Pocket watching with JT. Put up some flames for this nigga. Put up some flames for him. Acknowledge this nigga. Thank you. Very appreciated. And just so you know, Mr. Pocket Watching, my whole course, even when a nigga is setting up, not just the financial aspects of it, even when a nigga's setting up, even when niggas are setting up an LLC, a corporation, I still tell them to consult with a CPA first. From personal experience, I fucking hired these lawyers and these big shot so-called advisors, and these motherfuckers fucked my shit up. Ended up costing me more money than it was worth. Consult with a CPA, nigga. Them CPAs, nigga, they the king of Debbie Downers. Don't nobody give you the real like a fucking CPA. You talk to a CPA and still want to start a business, you win it to win it. Facts. CPAs is the rawest shit. It's the rawest and truest way. If you setting up a corporation, consult with a fucking CPA. Because he gonna let you know what tax breaks you actually qualify for. If you fucking with, hold up real quick. Self-employed or scalable, big, large, scalable, consult with a fucking CPA. 100%. I don't give a fuck. And that's on top of the other shit. Don't let, like, I talk so much about these fucking fake gurus in my fucking course because motherfuckers will sell you stories of hope in hopes that you will buy their story, bars. So acknowledge my brother. And now I got some more acknowledgments real quick because, damn, Pocket Watching with JT, I appreciate you putting that on my books. Also, Curtis Young, y'all niggas, the knowledge that you are giving is the education we need. Facts, bars. You keep doing what you do. Listen, acknowledge Curtis Young. Hip Hop Junkie came back and put another 10 on the books. My nigga said, I would have spent this on a tree. He said, I would have spent this on a tree. Hip Hop Junkie, my dude, you contribute enough. I'm telling y'all. Y'all can look. Y'all can go to my Patreon right now and look, and you will see that I'm giving the course away for free. The only, for real, the only reason this next module, which is basically the money plan, the only reason this next module ain't came is because the financial advisor and the CPA that I'm supposed to interview for this, I have not been able to set up meetings because I'm in quarantine. So I haven't been able to do my interviews because I can't get to my equipment. That's why I'm live streaming on the fucking phone. I've been talking to them. My moderators in there, they can verify. I've been talking to them for months about getting their input on specifically, getting them to co-sign specifically on the financial stuff, because that's who I've been consulting with, and I felt fucked up coming out and saying a bunch of shit without giving credit to the motherfuckers that I was actually getting it from. So I spoke to them, and I was like, look, I'm gonna need to do this interview on this day. I use this software, blah, blah, blah. They was all with it. Now nigga can't even get his fucking equipment because he in fucking quarantine because he came in contact with a co-worker who got a fucking positive test of COVID-19. And even though I went and paid money to make sure that I didn't have the shit, the law in this motherfucker says that if I leave this motherfucker, I stand to be fined $750,000 and space 6 months. I'm still trying to understand how a nigga named Burger Fox, I know who you are. I know you contributed. I know you've been a long time motherfucker. The fact that you contributed $153 to join my Patreon is scary. This shit is scary. What the fuck just happened? DS Familia came back. Ella Master, Take Action, Trisha D. Oh shit, that's Trisha D. That's family. Trisha D just put it on you. But hold up, I'm not done with Ella Master. Can we go back to Ella Master? I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. My nigga Pocket Master threw me off, and then a bunch of people came in after Pocket Master, like Curtis Young. We got to throwing up flames for Hip Hop Junkie because he was gonna spin his shit on a tree, okay? And then my girl Trisha D, DS Familiar, just came and dropped again. So look, I just want to get back to Ella Master. So Ella Master, you already know the answer. And the reality of it is that you have this thing sitting in front of you. The problem is that the pre-programming, this thing called the computer that sits in front of you, the pre-programming, you don't have a thick enough skin yet. You're busy protecting yourself with your survival personality. You're carrying your armor around, protecting yourself with your survival personality. Well, the reality of it is that when I was making my movie, like I said, I knew my markets. And one of the markets was I had to reach out to my celebrities and tell my celebrities, listen, on this day, I'm gonna need y'all to let y'all's audiences know what the fuck I was doing. But then I had another demographic of people who were very conscious and liked the conscious shit that TJ spit. For them, I made a video called Racket of Racism. That video ended up getting 7,500,000 views on Facebook. I made $89,000 from that one video alone because they watched the video and the video gave them a call to action. It was like a sales funnel that led them to my crowdfunding campaign and they contributed. But I also had investors. So before I even went to my celebrities, I went to my investors. And I told them that I was going to be doing yada, yada, yada. Now, this all applies to you, okay? I said, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing this. Would you be interested in investing in this? They're like, oh, I might be. Nobody was moving. So I said to them, okay, that's cool. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go start a crowdfunding campaign. You let me know how you feel. And then I used the crowdfunding campaign as a means to attract investors. Because when people saw the crowdfunding campaign becoming successful, what did they do? They were like, well, damn, this should look like it's real. Because the way I played it to my investors was, look, I'm thinking about doing this. I don't want to take your money from you unless I know it's a real thing. Let me go see if there's an audience that's truthfully interested in this. And if there is an audience interested in it, I will come back to you and say, yo, the proof is in the pudding. I'd love for you to invest. That's what I did. Now, you wondering how this applies to you, Ella Master, but hold tight. The reality of it is, before I even started the crowdfunding, I had already raised, thank you, Hip Hop Junkie. Thank you, Hip Hop Junkie. Before I even started the crowdfunding campaign, I already had a third of the money. I had a third of the money raised already. I gaffled my family, friends and family. I was gaffling all them niggas. I was rolling up to them. My cousin wouldn't call me back. I went and waited at the Chick-fil-A drive-through because I knew the nigga was gonna come through there on his lunch break. Called him in, made the nigga give me $20 for the campaign. That's how much work it is. Ella Master, I got so much game for you. So peep the game. This all applies to what I'm telling you. So now, the psychology I used on that market, the investor, was let me see if there's a market. But I already knew that I had it set up, that I was gonna put money that I had raised from friends and family and everything before I even launched the crowdfunding campaign, that I was gonna put into the campaign so that these investors would go, oh shit, this nigga raised a third of the money in a day? God damn. And that's exactly what I did. And that hype then appealed to that market, the investor market. And then I had investors waiting in line. Facts. Bars. Had them waiting in line. Couldn't take all their money. Bars. Because I wanted to keep my movie within a certain price point. Bars. Folks wanted to contribute more. Couldn't let them. Bars. Real nigga shit. So, let's move forward. How does this apply to you? Is that, one, a crowdfunding campaign is the hardest thing I've ever done. It was harder than making a movie. Making a movie was probably the second hardest thing I've ever done. I lost so much weight that I have not gained back from making that fucking movie because of how much and how hard I worked over the year of getting that shit together. And then I ended up having to edit my own movie. Bars. My point basically being this. One of the reasons that we don't succeed is because of the fact that 90% of us, we underestimate how much work is actually required. When we end up experiencing the level of labor, hard work, rejection, and uncertainty that we have to experience in order to achieve amazing things or extraordinary things, we begin to believe that we're being singled out, that something's wrong with us, that we ain't capable. And that's why we having this hard time. No, nigga, that's everybody. But the niggas that you were looking at and admiring, they didn't let it discourage them. Heard me? What they did was they just dug deeper. They went and focused on the numbers. And that's what you need to do. You need to focus on the numbers. You need to figure out what you want specifically out of your books. What type of publishers you want? How many publishers do you want? Because yes, there's deals where people have multiple based on their criteria. Who is your market? Where is your market? And you need to reach out to them, and you need to hit every last one of them up and tell them that you have a book. I'm not talking about 20. I'm talking about 200. I'm talking about 2,000. It's publishers out there. Because you know what? While you isn't focusing on the fact that people don't read books anymore, you want to know who's reading books? Publishers, nigga. So it don't matter who's reading books. You need to know your market. And you asking me about publishers, but you telling me about motherfucking everyday niggas who don't read books as much anymore. Publishers read books. That's your market. Honor your market. And don't worry about what other niggas is doing. I ain't done yet. Pocket watch with TJ. Oh shit. Did this nigga just put more money on the nigga book? This nigga just put $5 more on the nigga book. Reacting to your bars. Well, fuck, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. Hey, and listen, Pocket Watch is a nigga who's wise with his money. This is a nigga who's wise with his money. So I'm just letting y'all know, if he put money on my books, he's finding value in what I'm saying. Please, give him his flames. Give him his frames. And what's up, Byron Arnold? Welcome to the motherfucking Patreon lineup, family. Welcome to my lineup. It's Tijuana Jackson, life coach with a goon hand. Real nigga shit in case you don't know. Hit me at 954-228-8380 anytime you find a fucking lie. Bars. Look. So know your market. But your conditioning is leading you to worry about what niggas in the hood is doing. You ain't focused on your market. How the fuck can your course correcting apparatus steer you to the publisher that's gonna bless you if you focus on what all these other niggas is doing? Know your fucking numbers and know your fucking market. Ask yourself, what will it take? And I'm going to tell you one thing it's going to take. You have to start worrying about what other niggas is doing. And focus on your market. Focus on what you need. That's one thing you can write down. That's one answer you can write down for yourself. I hope you're taking notes. Know your market, honor your market. I did what I had to do. Specifically for my investors. Specifically for my entertainers. Specifically for my conscious people. And specifically for you. The other thing is, I'm telling you today that I am listening to books that have not been put into print. No matter how hard it seems, it's necessary if you want to achieve extraordinary things. You can't get world-class results with ghetto-class preparation bars. I got somebody in my Patreon that I'm trying to, who's a financial advisor, that I'm trying to interview, schedule an interview with, my moderator if you're listening. Why? She wrote a book on finances for kids. I listened to it. I ain't never read the fucking book. I need to interview her. She on my Patreon. We go back and forth. We trying to schedule a time. Donald Van, you hit me with a real one just then. That's what he said. He put $10 on the nigga books. I receive your blessing, homie. Real nigga shit. Understand your market. This ain't no game. This ain't no pity party. A pity party is a shitty party. Don't confuse me with these whole bum niggas. You want sympathy? Not here. You want empathy? I got it. You want the truth? Right here. Look, man, this whole game is just ripe with challenges and fucked up shit. But it's like hippie pussy, nigga. You gonna get your quota if you can withstand the odor. Bars. Hit y'all off with a little haiku. If you've never ever been on a sailboat, maybe, let me start that over. If you've ever been on a sailboat, you know that smooth sailing is always temporary. If you ain't willing to confront the waves, how you gonna be legendary? Consequence is inevitable. So why not choose the consequence that is necessary? If we applied the same energy to a worthwhile endeavor, our achievements would be exemplary. Bars. I like to do these little haikus, you know what I'm saying? Nigga go that spoken word and shit. Let me tell y'all something. You do what you do because your associates and your environment requires nothing more of you. Bars. Life won't get better unless you do. Bars. Expecting to succeed just because you a good person is like expecting a cop not to shoot you because you paid your taxes. Wake up, niggas. The work's 10 times harder than you think. My moderators is in this motherfucker, and they can attest to how much work I do, and I'm rich, nigga. You sitting there worried about niggas ain't reading books no more. Publishers read books. That's all you got to worry about. So instead of worrying about 1,000 niggas, worry about 1,000 publishers that you can reach out to. Poorly placed effort will keep you in poor places. Bars. Anyway, look, man, I don't do kumbaya. Real nigga shit. I don't do kumbaya. That's why my shit is for specific demographic. I don't talk out of pocket. I do my research. I always consult with professionals. I talk from personal experience. I'm actually thinking that as I beef up the course, I actually want to go through and show y'all some of my financial statements, show y'all some of the things that I use to determine a good investment, to determine even if sometimes it's just speculation, like honest to God, the reason that I got so hyped up about Ethereum back in the day and ended up becoming an owner of Ethereum when it was like $90, $100 is because of speculation on what was capable, right? There wasn't enough information at the time to truthfully, or I wasn't able to access enough information to truthfully know that things like NFTs were going to become a reality. I only began to understand that over time and began to invest more in money because Ethereum always really, really excited me more so than Bitcoin because of what it would allow people from all over the world to do, how we could collaborate on different projects to make charging in an exacting way. So like, for instance, if you're driving a car, you have insurance, for instance, right? Car insurance with Ethereum and like maybe some 5G, what you could do is or maybe just your cell phone, don't even need 5G. What you could do is you could set up a program where you park your car in your garage, your insurance premium goes way down. Then you drive through a more risky area, your insurance premium goes up to match that area and so forth and so on. So you end up paying a more exacting car insurance. There's so many things that you can do with Ethereum. One of the things that I'm also in the process of doing is creating an NFT for Tijuana Jackson. This NFT would basically, the person who owns it would be able to get access to every single thing Tijuana Jackson regarding Tijuana Jackson. So, this is me just still hustling. And I really could retire right now. I really could. I'd be fine. I've been saving and investing since, I've been saving and investing for since 2004, effectively, right? I got lucky. And I try to tell people what I did. Like books have come out telling people to do what I did. And what I did was I knew that I wasn't a real investor. I'm getting onto a lot of different topics that we can probably cover in other lives, but I knew that I wasn't no real investor. So what I ended up doing was I ended up doing some research and I ended up learning, and this is exactly what Ella Master needs to do. You need to learn your market, Ella Master. You need to learn and understand what it takes, and then you need to go in. Motherfuckers, you can't be broke looking for breaks. That's not how it go. No, when you broke and you looking for breaks, you stay broke. What you have to do when you broke is you have to break down walls. You have to break through. You have to break barriers. You do the breaking. You understand? Bars. So if you haven't submitted your books to at least 500 publishers, we don't really have a conversation, do we? You haven't done your numbers. Because here's what's beautiful about that. If you submit your book to 500 publishers, and let's say 10 get back to you, you now have a paradigm. You now have, you have an equation. For 500 publishers of this caliber, 10 will actually get back to me. And of those 10, I might close one deal. Or I get 4 reads. So now you go, damn. So if I submit to 2,000 publishers, I should hear of this caliber, I should hear back from 40 people. And of those 40 people, of those 40 companies, I should get close to 16 reads. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say know your numbers. That's what this whole fucking live stream is about. These numbers, math, don't lie. The equation is the truth. That equation, you put these equations into effect to know your truth. That's why it's called science. What we do as Westerners is we focus on one aspect of it. We are very result oriented, but we fail to use the entire equation. You get what I'm saying? We just focus on, oh, I want this result, so I'm gonna do this, or I want this result and do this. No, there's a psychological component. And there's also a component, there's a metaphysical component of you being able to envision a new you, a new future, a new road, a new path, which influences your mind and the neuron synapses that you create throughout the process. And that's why I tell you, if you ask yourself these 2 questions, know your numbers, and allow your course correcting apparatus to engage you, you will actually consciously or subconsciously carve new paths for yourself. Not just new paths in life, but you will carve new paths in your brain. And I'm gonna say one last thing and then I gotta end this, I gotta go. But I once took listen, man, I'm a fucking class, course, and seminar taking motherfucker. Ain't no shame in it. I took this one course, right? I was the only, there's me and this one other brother in there. And it was just, it was called Don Yoga. All Asians, me and this one other brother. This one other brother had been taking it forever. I came into the game. Someone said Ethereum is still a good investment. Listen, I can't really tell you, I can't give you investment advice. I would just say for me, I bought it like between $90 and $142 a share. The shit is currently at like 1,900. I personally think Ethereum is much more promising than Bitcoin. Bitcoin got all the hype. Bitcoin is a way of life. Bitcoin's being heavily regulated. But what Ethereum offers us in regards to technology, in regards to global collaboration, in regards to what it can do for artists, I personally believe that Ethereum is the real gold mine. That's my personal opinion based on my speculation, okay? And also, proof is in the pudding. I own the shit, and I'm looking at my portfolio quadruple. My portfolio was like, literally, my portfolio is damn near like 8 times what it was. Yeah. So for me, it makes all the sense in the world. But I don't know what the next person is. I don't know what Ethereum will become. That's a side note. Can somebody help me get on track back to what I was talking about? So what was I talking about? Somebody, give me some notes real quick. I really want to finish the sentence and get the fuck out of here about these bars. Don Yoga. Yes, thank you. So I'm in Don Yoga, and I did this retreat with them. We did this retreat, and in the retreat, one of the things they had us do was they had us lay on the floor and put our hands together like this. And they had us hit the bottom of our hands on the floor so that it was perfectly aligned, perfect. And they said, look at the hands. Look at your hands now that they like this. And they're like, would you believe that one hand is bigger than the other? And I said, nah, dog, this shit crazy. Oh, shit. Yup. And the hand that I beat off with was actually bigger than my other hand. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, wow. They ain't even lying. This shit is real. So then what they told me was, they said, okay, I want you to look at the smaller hand. And I want you to tell the smaller hand to grow. And not just me, everybody in the room. So we end up going grow, grow, grow. They go, no. Focus on a specific point on your hand and tell it to grow. And I'm like, y'all fucking with me. No, tell it to grow. So nigga, you know my ass. I'm sitting there looking at everybody else, right? You know what I'm saying? We got on these big, you can't really, it's not like people in yoga pants where you can see everybody's ass. Folks got on big, like kung fu yoga outfits and shit. So I'm like, but they the big baggy yoga outfits. I'm like, fuck it, focus on my hand. And I'm like, grow. Nigga, my fingers start doing little funny shit, like they started twitching like this. And after about 3 minutes, they made us get back on the floor and hit our hands on the ground so that they was nice and even. They look at them again, and I'm not lying with you. My other hand was bigger. It had outgrown my beater. My smaller hand had outgrown my beater. Facts. And I'm sitting there looking at this shit like, what the fuck just happened here? And they proceeded to explain. They said, you focus your energy here, And the blood cells responded to your focused energy. Your energy was focused on this hand. And that's where the blood cells ran to. And they have found that tapping, if you like tap an area, it will bring blood cells to an area. And focus are two of the most effective ways to heal an area, to draw that energy in blood cells. Focused energy and tapping, top two ways to bring about healing. And they said, and I looked at that shit. And they said, don't worry, that hand's gonna shrink a little bit. The blood cells are gonna come back out because you're focused in other areas. But don't worry. But the point is that if you focus long enough and there were a problem in this area, you can keep that blood there long enough to bring about healing. It's one of the reasons that we struggle with arthritis and stuff like that is because of the fact that these are areas where the blood flow isn't as extreme, our extremities. So what they'll do is a lot of times they'll inject an area. I know a millionaire. I know a nigga named, in fact, Jerry fucking Bruckheimer. You know what I'm saying? I got a homie used to play hockey with him. Had a shoulder injury. No, it was an elbow injury. These motherfuckers couldn't fix that elbow for shit. You know what they did? They injected sugar in that motherfucker and the blood rushed to this foreign substance in the body. And that's how they healed the elbow. No bullshit. They did repeated shots. They did repeated shots to his elbow with sugar to continue the regular blood flow, and the regular blood flow healed it. Now, let me tell y'all something. What's that got to do with anything we talking about right now? But like I said, man, Tijuana Jackson go deep like lobster pussy. Stacey Phillips just put $25 on a nigga book, so we need to put some flames up, Stacey, and then I'll explain to you what this has to do with you. And this also has to do with Ella Master. Please, let's acknowledge Stacey Phillips. Let's give her some hands, and let's give her some flames. And I'm gonna close up this last point. Stacey Phillips, you are appreciated. Your generosity is noted. My name is Tijuana Jackson. I'm a life coach with a goon hand. Call me at 954-228-8380 anytime you find a fucking lie. Bars, nigga. Look, man, we ain't fucking around. I got a course. It's called 5 Ways to Win and Lose in This America. It's the fucking truth. And I came on here to let people know that I had a breakthrough and that I would not be able to deliver this week's module of the course because I'm in quarantine because I came in contact with a motherfucker who tested positive for COVID-19. And it happens to be the most extensive module to date. And it involves interviews with certified public accountants. It involves investment advice from investors and financial consultants. It's a lot. And so I needed all of my time to do this, and getting put into quarantine just wasn't gonna happen. So once again, I want to acknowledge Stacey Phillips for being so generous. Thank you, Stacey. Your contribution is very appreciated. So now, let's get back to this. So what happened? Science has proven it. Focused energy and tapping are the two best ways to draw energy or blood cells to any given point. What's that got to do with you? What's that got to do with Ella Master? What's that got to do with us? Well, I'm going to tell you something. When you have a clear and desirable target, specific, clear and desirable target, specificity, that foundation, that clarity, and you are able to focus on it consistently. Like most of us can't, because we pick up phones, we get preoccupied with other shit, the media pisses us off, we get pulled away for this, we gotta go chase a side pussy, we need to go get our loud because our dealer say he gonna be leaving town for a little bit. We get fucked up, we get pulled away from all kind of shit. Life and bullshit. But the truth is, those of us, the 10% of us who actually focus intensely, not necessarily on your hand, but on that clear and desirable target, that specific target, well, guess what? Human beings are the blood cells of the earth. Yeah, that's right. The human beings respond in the same way that the blood cells responded. Yeah, you get that, don't you? They come running to your aid. You get that? Tell me you get that. You get that, right? This is coming from a nigga who got high hopes for a nigga than parole. You heard me? Why? Because your specific vision, your clear and desirable target, you are providing what I told you is the real goal. Something that nobody else can provide. Most of us can't provide. Mind blown. I see you, Lawrence. And when you provide that, guess what you help other people do? You help them find their purpose in your dream. You got me? That's why specificity is the real gold. That's the real gold. Thank you, Dylan. Putting $5 on the nigga books. Can we get some flames for Dylan? While I drive this point home, let's put up some flames for Dylan. Let's acknowledge my man Dylan. Let's acknowledge Stacy Phillips for her $25 contribution. And let's acknowledge Frank the Bank for putting like damn near $200 on the nigga books today. So you get it. The reason that we are losing is because we fail to focus. We fail to apply. Focus. We do not have clear and desirable targets, so our CCA, course-correcting apparatus, remains confused and cloudy, uncertain. And people can't come to your aid because they don't know what the fuck you want. And in case you was wondering why you single, that's why. That's why. And you might say, oh, it's my fault, or it's not my fault. This nigga was an asshole, or this bitch was this. Oh, no. Oh, no. You didn't do your numbers. You're not clear on exactly what it is you want. What you're clear on is what you think you want. Until you do the numbers, you don't know. That goes for your personal finance, your investments, your relationships, your job, and your whole fucking life. Call me at 954-228-8380 when you find the fucking lie. Bars. My name is Tijuana Jackson. I'm a life coach with a goon hand. You can find my Patreon at Tijuana Jackson. I want to leave with this. Resolutions won't make you rich, but execution will. Bars. Know your numbers. Know your numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tijuana Jackson. I'm a life coach with a goon hand. I'd like to thank all the contributors to my Patreon. I'd like to thank all the people who contributed to my super chat. I just want to make sure that I didn't leave anybody out. So I'm just refreshing my page to make sure that I got it, that I acknowledge all the folks that deserve to be acknowledged. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your time. I hope you find use in what we discussed today. And once again, I apologize to my Patreon followers for not being able to deliver this week's module due to this coronavirus situation. And it's probably going to be a slightly longer delay because of the fact that I have to be here for 14 days in this fucking place. I mean, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head because it's homeless motherfuckers out there all day. But, you know, my mission was to complete this module and get it to y'all yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tijuana Jackson. I'm a life coach with a goon hand. You can call me at 954-228-8380, and this concludes another episode of Prison Logic.